Good morning. On behalf of Superintendent Hoffmeister and the Office of Federal Programs, welcome to the Zoom meeting on Title I's Part C migrant application and overview of allowable expenditures. I'm ERIN Clapper, the program specialist for the migrant education program for the state. Just a couple of reminders to mute, if you haven't done it already, to mute your computer, please. And to use the chat box if there's any questions as we go along, and I'll answer those at the end. And then last, just a reminder that this session is being recorded. We're going to start with the PowerPoint here, and then we'll move over to the actual Title I&C application on GMS and go through each page. And then last, we'll go to our Title I&C webpage and show you a specific things on there, but specifically one page that I want to point out that will help you as you're filling out your application and give you some ideas on suggested uses for the migrant education funds. So just a reminder of what the purpose is for the funds, to assist states in high quality comprehensive educational programs and services, including the summer. And so we really want to focus in on the summer as well. As I stated, this last summer, that a lot of the funding is kind of doubled from the migrant students are counted, therefore the allocation increases if we have summer school. So we really want to focus in on getting those kiddos into summer school this year. So that's number one. Two is to ensure that migratory children who move are not penalized, so that they can meet the same curriculum, the graduation requirements, and the standards as everyone else. To ensure that migratory children receive full and appropriate opportunities, again, to meet the same academic standards that all children are expected to. 4, to help migratory children overcome educational, cultural, and language barriers and other factors that inhibit such children to succeed in school. And 5, to help them benefit from state and systemic reforms. And again, the goal, just like most programs, are to have them succeed and graduate with a high school diploma or a GED that prepares them for responsible citizenship, further learning, and productive employment. So some allowable expenditures, some ideas as you're filling out your application that we'll go to next. Office supplies, computers, tablets, notebooks, etc. for recruiters and migrant staff. Professional library, support recruitment activities, such as travel or gas or whatever, comprehensive needs assessment services, communication, the recruiter may need a cell phone or something like that, personal service, salaries for staff and benefits, and again, you'd have to adhere to the administrative costs are subject to the 5%, 7%, or 8% limitation, depending on your enrollment. Some other student enrichment ideas are support services for priority service students, technology such as notebooks, iPads, e-readers, computers, laptops, etc. Chromebooks, computer lab for migrant students. That could be helpful if you all are doing a face-to-face school at some point, or maybe the second semester or next summer, before school, after school, computer labs, migrant classroom to hold supplementary lessons, travel, that which specifically is for transportation for migrant students to attend instruction or summer, migrant student library, dropout intervention and reduction activities, classroom supplies, supplementary activities for in-class or summer school. Health services for students without insurance. Health services could include eyeglasses and dental and that kind of thing. Educational support services that provide a pathway to a high school diploma or equivalent for out-of-school youth. Expanded early childhood services to include 3-year-olds, dropout intervention and reduction activities, parent resource center, in training sessions for the Parent Resource Center or professional development, where you could hire a speaker, host parent-teacher cooperative sessions, provide transportation and lodging for parents to attend conferences and trainings, depending on if they still are or aren't having national conferences. This last year they did not because of COVID. We'll have to see what this year holds. Maybe it'll be more of a Zoom type invitation. Education classes such as adult education, ESL type classes, health, well-being, those types of things. Your PAC, Parent Advisory Committee involvement activities, and family literacy programs. Again, if you have any questions or have any response to anything or need any clarification, again, please use the chat box. And here's the migrant team at the State Department. Jose and I kind of are the main people to go to, and Gloria and Tom are on leadership. I'm going to Now I'm going to go to our website, and I just want to make sure that you can see our website. And what we'll do now is we will go down to the single sign-on area, which is right here. Click on that and sign in with your credentials. And you're going to go to the Grants Management and Expenditure Reporting. Next, we will go to GMS Access Select. Oops, sorry. And I'm just going to type in, just so we can look at the application this morning, let me move this over. And you make sure you're on 2021, which is right here. And so that's the application you'll need to fill out. We're going to scroll down to federal programs. We're going to open. And again, we're just going to go through and talk about each page. And if you have any questions or anything, just feel free to put it in the chat box. So we're going to go down to Title I-C Migrant. And then we're just going to talk about the pages. So this first page is just the overview, letting you know that the program funding code is 521. And then it talks about the 5 purposes, which we just went over. The next tab, main tab, is the program detail. And so you would need to fill out and complete all 5 of these description areas in detail. And Migrant Summer Program is the next sub-tab. And so here, does the LEA intend to offer a migrant summer program during the current school year? Once you answer yes, there'll be a couple of other questions and also a form to complete. Let's get this down so we can all see. So the second question is, will the migrant summer program be paid with migrant funds? Yes or no? If it happens to be no, what will be the funding source? Sometimes you all have your Indian nations, your local Indian nations that provide a summer program, or 21st century or some other community type grant. And if that's the case, just type out, if it's not Title I-C that we're paying for your migrant program, summer program, just let us know who is. That way we can have that documented for our evaluator. And so just like in the past, you had the migrant summer program link here to click. And you'll complete this form. It's similar, just like previous school years. And then you'll upload that. Let me get this out of the way. And so you'll upload that here, and it will stick it in there for you under uploaded files. Again, save every page as you move along. That way it'll save your work and you won't get frustrated. The last sub-tab here is Professional Development Worksheet. And that is for if in your budget you have professional development, Then you'll come to this, back to this PD worksheet page, and in the applicable areas, you'll fill out the description areas. If you put anything in 2212, 2213 for PD, or 2573, you'll complete this, so it'll match what it's on your budget. So those are the 3 sub-tabs. And so now let's go to the next main tab, which is budget. There we go. So these are all similar if you, one, in the past years, but 2, if you do any other budgets for any other programs, the budget, personnel, tutor, non-public, job description tabs are exactly the same. So it should be familiar to you. So here you'll complete and pick the correct function object code as to what you're wanting to spend the funds on, the object code, give a good description here, and then the funds, the amount of funds there, and switch on down. And the things in the gray should fill in for you. The IDC is the only white area that will allow you to type. So again, it should be familiar. It's the same page as we go from the previous school years. The budget summary, it will be completed as you go as well. Remember to save each page as you go. As you're working hard, and then it disappears on you. So please remember to save. The next tab is personnel. And so it just kind of gives a description. It gives a description and what you need to fill out here at the top and on the personnel. And so you want to make sure that the first name, last name, teacher number, etc., that you're filling in, that you have once you save the page, that we have a V for validate, which means that particular person is good to go and it matches SPR. Everything jives and is happy. Tutor page, kind of the same thing as far as putting in the first name, last name, etc. And then you're also going to say on this one if the Title I-C salary is an SPR. So again, just making sure everything is happy with SPR and jives with that. Non-public service tab. If you have any non-public and you're obviously going to be participating in Migrant, if they're interested in that as well, this would be the page to fill out for that. You put in the non-public school's name. The function is always 5500 for non-public. And then you pick the right object code and the description. And then make sure to save the page as you go along. And then let's see here, what do we have? Job description. If you fill in the personnel page, then you'll also come over to the job description page as well and fill in and make sure it matches what you have, which is the job title, the job code, the subject code, and then the description of what the person will be doing, what that position does. And again, save the page. So that is, in short, the application itself. And then lastly, I was going to show you our Title I-C webpage. And so you'll go to the home page under Federal Programs, under Services. Then you'll come down to over on your right side, you have Title I, and there's a drop-down box. And you pick Title I Part C. That's our page. And Jose and I try to keep this updated. So you may want to frequently check this page throughout the school year. And so there's kind of 4 main sections. There's law and guidance, forms and tools, webinars, and resources. So the specific page that I was wanting to show you is under forms and tools, and it's going to be the second to the last item link, which is suggested use for migrant education programs. And once we click on that, it'll open a Word document for you. And again, it'll just give you some ideas of how to spend your funds that are appropriate within the allowances of the Title I-C program. So those are some things that we just went over on our webinar under the PowerPoint, but I wanted to show you there's some additional things on this page as well when you're filling out your application this year. So let me see if I can go look at the chat box. Let's see, stop sharing. Oh, Sam just said good morning. Is there any questions about the application or suggested use of funds that we just went over? I think it's kind of the same things that you guys should be used to, but if you have any questions, feel free to let me know those by email. Right now, we're still kind of working from home at this point, and I'd be glad to get right back with you and get an answer for you. Okay. All right. Well, I don't want to take up too much of your time. I know everyone has a busy slate with school starting or starting soon. So thank you for joining us this morning. We appreciate it. And again, let me know how I can help you. Have a good morning.